Lily was a curious girl. She loved adventures. Ever since she was little, she had a knack for finding the most interesting places and things. Her imagination was boundless, and she often dreamed of exploring uncharted territories. She would spend hours in her backyard, pretending it was a vast jungle or a hidden kingdom. Her curiosity knew no bounds, and she was always on the lookout for her next big adventure. One day, she saw a forest. It wasn't just any forest. It was dense, with trees that seemed to touch the sky. The leaves rustled with secrets, and the shadows danced with mystery. It was a place that beckoned to her, calling her name softly through the wind. She felt an inexplicable pull towards it, as if the forest itself was inviting her to uncover its hidden wonders. It was dark and mysterious. Lily wasn't scared. She wanted to explore. The forest seemed alive, whispering ancient tales and secrets. The deeper she looked, the more she felt a connection to it. She imagined all the creatures that might live there, the adventures waiting to be had, and the treasures hidden beneath the thick canopy. Her heart raced with excitement, and she knew she had to venture inside.
It's too dangerous.
Lily's parents told her not to go into the woods. They had heard stories of people getting lost and never returning. They warned her about the wild animals and the treacherous paths. They wanted to keep her safe, but Lily's adventurous spirit couldn't be tamed. She listened to their warnings, but her mind was already made up. She had to see the forest for herself. But Lily had a feeling. It was a feeling she couldn't ignore. It was as if the forest was calling out to her, promising her an adventure like no other. She felt a sense of destiny, as if she was meant to discover something extraordinary. She couldn't shake the feeling that something amazing was waiting for her just beyond the trees. She knew she would find something amazing. Her heart was filled with hope and excitement. She imagined finding a hidden treasure, meeting magical creatures, or uncovering a secret that had been buried for centuries. The possibilities were endless, and her imagination ran wild with anticipation. So she waited for her parents to fall asleep. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, her mind racing with thoughts of the forest. She could hardly contain her excitement. Every creak of the house, every rustle of the wind outside made her heart beat faster. She knew she had to be patient, but it was so hard to wait. Then she crept out of her house. She moved as quietly as a mouse, careful not to wake her parents. She tiptoed down the stairs, her flashlight in hand, and slowly opened the front door. The night was still and silent, the perfect time for an adventure. The night air was cool. Lily shivered, but she was excited. The cool breeze brushed against her skin, sending shivers down her spine. But it wasn't just the cold that made her shiver, it was the thrill of the unknown. She felt alive, more alive than she had ever felt before. She walked towards the woods. Each step brought her closer to the adventure she'd been dreaming of. The forest loomed ahead, dark and mysterious, but she felt no fear. Only excitement and anticipation filled her heart. The trees looked like giants in the dark. Their branches reached out like arms, and the leaves whispered secrets to the night. The forest was alive, and Lily felt a connection to it. She felt like she was stepping into a different world, a world full of magic and wonder. Lily took a deep breath and stepped inside. The forest welcomed her with open arms, and she felt a sense of belonging. She knew this was the beginning of an incredible adventure, one that she would remember for the rest of her life. The woods were quiet. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. The air was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, creating an atmosphere that was both serene and eerie. Lily walked deeper and deeper. Each step she took seemed to echo in the stillness, her boots crunching softly on the forest floor. She had always been drawn to the woods, finding solace in their ancient, towering presence. Tonight, however, felt different. There was an unspoken promise in the air, a sense of mystery that beckoned her forward. The trees were so tall they blocked the moonlight, their branches intertwined like the fingers of giants, creating a canopy that shrouded the forest in darkness. The occasional sliver of moonlight that managed to pierce through the leaves cast ghostly patterns on the ground, adding to the otherworldly feel of the night. It was hard to see, but Lily wasn't afraid. She had always been brave, her curiosity often leading her into places others would avoid. The darkness was a challenge, not a deterrent. She moved with a confidence born of familiarity, her senses heightened by the lack of light. She had her trusty flashlight, its beam cut through the darkness, illuminating the path ahead. The light danced over the trees, revealing glimpses of the forest that were hidden in shadow. It was a small comfort, a reminder that she was not entirely at the mercy of the night. Suddenly, the trees opened up. Lily gasped. The dense forest gave way to an open space, a clearing that seemed almost magical in its sudden appearance. It was as if the forest had been hiding a secret, and she had just stumbled upon it. There was a beautiful clearing, bathed in moonlight. The light was soft and silvery, casting an ethereal glow over the grass and wildflowers that carpeted the ground. It was a stark contrast to the darkness of the forest, a hidden gem that felt like a reward for her bravery. In the center stood a magnificent oak tree. Its trunk was thick and gnarled, a testament to its age and resilience. The tree seemed to pulse with life, its presence commanding and almost regal. It was the heart of the clearing, a silent guardian that had witnessed countless nights like this one. Its branches reached up to the sky like long, bony fingers. Lily felt a chill. It was strange. The tree's silhouette against the moonlit sky was both beautiful and unsettling, its limbs twisting and turning in ways that seemed almost unnatural. There was a sense of foreboding in the air, a feeling that she was not alone. The night didn't feel cold anymore, it felt different. The air was thick with an energy that she couldn't quite place, a tingling sensation that made her skin prickle. It was as if the forest itself was alive, watching her, waiting for something, like someone was watching her. The feeling was unmistakable, a prickling at the back of her neck that made her glance over her shoulder. But there was no one there. Only the silent trees and the whispering wind. The sensation was both thrilling and terrifying, a reminder of the unknown that lurked in the shadows. She took a step closer to the oak tree. The air grew colder. Each step felt like a journey into the unknown, the tree's presence growing more imposing with every inch she covered. The ground beneath her feet seemed to hum with energy, a silent song that called to her. Lily felt a shiver run down her spine. It was a shiver of anticipation, of fear and of excitement. She was on the brink of discovery, standing at the edge of a mystery that had been hidden for centuries. The night was alive with possibilities, and she was ready to uncover them. Lily heard something, a whisper, faint but clear. It seemed to come from the ancient oak tree.
Hello, is anyone there?
The whisper came again, more insistent. It was soft and low, almost a murmur. Lily couldn't understand the strange words. Lily took a step closer to the mysterious tree. She held her breath and listened intently.
Help me, please.
Lily's eyes widened in shock. Someone was trapped in the tree. Lily slowly peered around the trunk of the oak tree. There, hovering slightly above the ground, was a faint white glow. It had the shape of a young girl. Lily jumped back in surprise. She had never seen a ghost before, but this ghost didn't look scary. It looked sad. S2, media. Transparent ghostly figure of a young girl. Sad young girl ghost saying boo, boo.
Who are you?
My name is Elara. I'm lost. I can't find my way.
Elara's voice was filled with sadness. Lily felt sorry for her.
Lost? How did you get lost?
Elara floated closer to Lily.
Now I can't find my way home. I wandered too far. I was playing in the woods.
Lily listened carefully. She wanted to help Elara.
Don't worry, I'll help you find your way home.
Elara smiled. It was a sad smile, but it made Lily feel a little better.
Thank you. You are very kind.
Lily and Elara started walking. The woods were dark and quiet, but Lily wasn't scared anymore. She had Elara with her. They walked for a long time. The moon peeked through the trees, casting long, spooky shadows.
I remember this place.
Elara suddenly said, pointing to a narrow path almost hidden by vines. Lily hadn't noticed it before. It looked like it hadn't been used in a long time.
Let's try this way.
Lily pushed aside the vines.
She and Elara stepped onto the path.
It was covered in leaves and twigs. The path twisted and turned. It led them deeper into the woods. Finally, they came to another clearing. In the center stood a giant oak tree. It was even bigger than the last one. Its branches were covered in moss. It looked ancient.
Elara gasped. This is it!
Elara said, her voice trembling with excitement. She floated towards the giant oak tree. Lily followed close behind.
I used to play here with my grandmother, Elara whispered. She told me amazing stories under this tree.
Elara closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Lily could feel the sadness lifting from Elara.
This is the place, Elara whispered. I can finally rest.
The clearing was filled with a warm light. It seemed to come from Elara. She glowed brighter than before.
Thank you, Lily, Elara whispered. You helped me find peace.
Lily smiled. She was happy she could help Elara. Elara floated closer to Lily. She gave her a gentle hug. Lily felt a strange tingle. It was like a warm, fuzzy feeling. Then Elara began to fade. She grew fainter and fainter until she disappeared completely. Lily stood alone in the clearing. The air was crisp and the first light of dawn was just beginning to peek through the dense canopy of trees. She could hear the faint rustling of leaves and the distant call of a morning bird. The forest felt alive, yet eerily silent at the same time. The warm light was gone. The clearing, once bathed in golden hues, now seemed shrouded in shadows. It was as if the forest itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The clearing was quiet and still. Not a single leaf moved, and the usual chatter of forest creatures was absent. It was a silence that spoke volumes, a silence that seemed to echo the profound changes within Lily. Lily took a deep breath. She felt different. The forest had always been a place of solace for her, but now it felt like more than just a refuge. It felt like a part of her, a place where she had discovered something profound about herself. She felt like she had been touched by magic. The events of the night before played in her mind like a vivid dream. The encounter with Elara, the ghostly figure who had guided her through the woods, had left an indelible mark on her soul. Lily knew it was time to go home. The forest had given her the answers she sought, and now it was time to return to the world she knew. But she was not the same person who had entered the woods the night before. She turned and walked back down the path. She wasn't scared anymore. The fear that had gripped her heart was replaced with a newfound sense of purpose and understanding. Each step she took felt like a step towards a new beginning. She knew the woods held magic, but it wasn't there to harm her. The magic was a part of the natural world, a force that connected all living things. It was a reminder that there was more to life than what met the eye. Lily emerged from the woods just as the sun began to rise. The first rays of sunlight kissed her face, and she felt a warmth that went beyond the physical. It was a warmth that filled her heart and soul. She snuck back into her house and into bed. The house was still and quiet, with everyone else still asleep. She moved silently, not wanting to disturb the peace of the early morning. As she drifted off to sleep, Lily smiled. The memories of the night played in her mind, and she felt a deep sense of gratitude for the experience. She knew that she had been changed in ways she couldn't yet fully understand. She knew she would never forget her adventure in the woods and her ghostly encounter with Elara. It was a night that had opened her eyes to the mysteries of the world and the magic that lay hidden in the most unexpected places. As she drifted into a peaceful sleep, she knew that her journey was just beginning and the forest would always be a part of her.